Toronto Daily News for Friday, December 28th, 2018. Reporting in Toronto, this is your host, Dorian Sky. Nadine Thornhill instructing the sex ed curriculum on YouTube. She's a educator here in Ontario who has taken to the public publishing channel to disseminate the sex ed curriculum. Unfortunately, she has done it basically for educators and parents instead of for children and high school students. And a quick recognizance of what's available on YouTube has revealed some pretty disappointing options for actual students trying to learn a decent sex ed curriculum. To the credit of the creators of the curriculum, it manages to present a modern viewpoint on sexuality and relationships while advocating for traditional values like abstinence and monogamy. The fall weather is going to continue for the rest of the year probably, and then it's going to get colder, seasonal, or even maybe colder than that. A Reddit user has reported a random punching attack downtown around 7:20 a.m. near Dundas and Denison. The man continued to walk south after the attack. Several other users have been reported attacks that are strikingly similar, occurring over the past few years in the downtown area. A smashed into a fire truck on the highway, almost hitting firefighters while they were conducting rescue operations. Imzadi Regis is facing charges of sex assault, assault, and robbery. He's been terrorizing York U for, I guess, months now or weeks. Police are still looking for additional victims. They suspect that there are more rape and assault victims in the area. Two pedestrians have been hit by a driver near Eglinton and Danforth in Scarborough early in the afternoon rush hour. The base jumper who did a Christmas jump in, I believe, Mimico, isn't being pursued by authorities. However, they are warning people not to do that. A dog was found on the 401 near Bayview and has been returned to its human. A TTC bus got stuck in the Warden Station tunnel. If you want to check out video of that, it's available on Reddit. Other users claim that a TTC Cube truck did the same thing on the 19th. TTC Insider, reported by a Reddit user, has said that the driver is on probation. A shooting near Jane and Firgrove Crescent at around 7 p.m. has left a male victim with non-life-threatening injuries. It's the second such victim. Shooting in the Jane and Finch area in the past 12 hours. Apparently there were 4 to 8 gunshots, and it was a drive-by shooting with a silver 4-door car seen leaving scene at a high rate of speed. $55,000 in cash, which was apparently retained following a legal settlement, was stolen by armed masked bandits from a Milton home. They made off with the cash, 55 grand. So in the ongoing tit and tat between Canadians, Canada, on behalf of the U.S. arrested a Huawei executive. They were in trouble with the Americans, and we arrested them, and her, and then they sort of shadily arrested a few people in China, a few Canadians. One of them has been released. Her name is Sarah McIver, and she was taken earlier this month while teaching English over work permit issues. And there's two more people still there over national security concerns, one of whom is a Canadian businessman, the other is a diplomat. And the Chinese continue to deny any connection between their arrests and ours. The U.S. government shutdown continues into its second week. Trump continues to hold the American people and 800,000 of his own employees hostage over his border wall, and continues to blame quote-unquote obstructionist liberals for precipitating the shutdown. So his brinksmanship seems to know no limits. He also he's been on this Twitter firestorm claiming crazy stuff like there's a new migrant caravan erupting from South America, and that he's gonna shut down the border entirely, which is going to be good for American auto manufacturing. Sarah Sanders, in the meantime, keeps having to respond to complaints about the two children who have recently died in American border security custody, and her response has been that people should be crossing at the appropriate places and doing their immigration in the appropriate ways. And the problem with that is the Americans have been obstructing the proper channels and even physically blocking the proper avenues of entry. And they've been delaying people so long at the borders that the border towns where they're supposed to be hanging out, they're not safe for people to be at for reasons that they are there. So the U.S. is is embroiled in this strange issue with migrants at the border showing up basically because of conditions that American foreign policy created in South America. In terms of tomorrow's news today, early Saturday morning, there's been a shooting in the Queen West area. On a lighter note, Angelina Jolie may well go up against President Trump for the next presidency of the United States. I, for one, would definitely endorse her candidacy. The CBC News tonight spent 17 minutes on the Humboldt Broncos tragedy. The correspondent managed to mention the ball cap worn by one of the fathers of one of the victims, and the fact that he paid for her breakfast during her gushing account of their encounter. This has been the Toronto News for Friday, December 28th, 2018. Have a fantastic Saturday morning. Do 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 do.